Now, from 21Alive Plus, this is your Fastcast.
Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us for your 21Alive Plus Fastcast. There's a live look over Fort Wayne here this morning. Beautiful sunrise, but don't let it fool you. It is very chilly out there. I feel like I've been telling Liz all morning, I'm so cold in here, and I think it's just like the building's cold.
Yes. I mean, even just as you step outside, it's really a shock. Some of us are down in the 30s, which is kind of the transition into an even colder morning that I'm expecting for tomorrow. So I think Jessica is trying to mentally calculate how many PTO hours she has.
I was researching my new winter coat for the season during the show this morning. I'm getting prepared because this is already too cold for me.
I know. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely really dropping us down from some of those days in the 80s we had. Now we're talking about the 30s. Again, slow transition for us today into tomorrow. Some rural communities like Paulding are down to 37. Same thing in Huntington right now, 37. We're at 41 here in Fort Wayne, and as we zoom in across Allen County, a little bit more of a spread, especially, again, more rural locations like Monroeville. You're down to 36 degrees right now. For locations like that are down into the mid-30s this morning, it does pose the risk for some patchy frost to develop. But again, I expect even colder conditions tomorrow, and that's what could allow for frost to become a little bit more widespread, and we could even see the chance for a light freeze in some locations. A frost advisory is in place today until 9 a.m., and frankly, I expect this to be recycled going into tomorrow as well. So these first alert weather days we have today and tomorrow, here's the gist. Most people are not going to be dealing with anything big. You're going to need the heavier coat, and yeah, you may have to defrost your window very lightly tomorrow morning. But the main concern here for these days comes in for our farming communities, as these days with patchy frost and then eventual light freeze will likely mark the end of the growing season for many, harming severely, if not fully killing, a lot of the crops in the area. So that's where we bring in a little bit more of the concern. Luckily, Jess, as we go into the weekend, temperatures are back in the 40s for overnight lows, which will not pose the risk for frost. In fact, next week, I'm not seeing any frost risk quite yet either.
Okay, I'm going to start taking donations for my new winter coat. I'm going big this year, y'all.
All right.
I'm not ready for it. Okay, Liz, thanks so much. We just have two quick stories. We want to bring you a quick update on something that may affect, honestly, multiple of you out there. Parkview Health is warning its agreements with Anthem Medicare might be changing next year. The nonprofit hospital system reached an agreement with the insurance provider on commercial plans earlier this year, but is now negotiating Medicare Advantage plans. Parkview says it anticipates Anthem's Advantage will be out of network starting January 1st. And Anthem says it's in the process of notifying members of the possibility of Parkview being out of network. And a quick update to a story you may have seen on 21Alive Morning News this morning. This happened in Putnam County as a woman who went missing under what police called suspicious circumstances has thankfully been found alive. Brittany Gard was found in a wooded area about 2.5 miles from her home in Bainbridge after her house was found on fire a week ago. We're told she is receiving medical care this morning, and her family wants to thank everyone who was able to help locate her. Again, not a lot of information as to what happened, but an update nonetheless. Here's a live look over Fort Wayne on this Thursday morning. Make sure you give yourself a little extra time to grab the winter coat as you head out the door, at least a jacket, because it's cold out there for now. But luckily we'll warm up later, right, Liz?
We will. You know, I feel so bad this morning for those kids at the bus stop, and especially tomorrow morning. I really want to advise all the parents and guardians out there tomorrow morning for kids for the bus stop. I really think the heavier jackets, even the gloves and hat, probably not a bad idea for the little ones. It's just going to be chilly, especially for their little fingers.
Oh, you know there's going to be kids out there wreaking havoc about having to wear the hats, the gloves, and the coats again.
There's always going to be the high school boys that are just fine in the basketball shorts. They don't need long pants.
That was always me. I hated taking my coat to school. All right, well, we hope you guys have a great Thursday, and we're back again tomorrow.